Tuskegee Airmen. To get things started, I would like to invite the Air Force Academy Honor Guard up here to the stage to present the colors, and also our Tuskegee Airmen reenactors to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible.
Colorado has the largest concentration of Tuskegee Airmen of any state in the United States. We are certainly honored and delighted to be able to welcome them here tonight. All of us know the stories of their valor during World War II, but at this point, at the 70th anniversary, we really can reflect on the immense impact these airmen had, and their impact in the continued integration of the armed services, and indeed throughout their continued effect on society. The Tuskegee Airmen were breaking barriers that had reverberating impacts all across society. And that we're able to honor these American heroes is a privilege. I feel it's a privilege for me. I think it's a privilege for each and every one of us.
Tonight, I want to join you in honoring a group of veterans who will always have a special place in our history. As Tuskegee Airmen, you served our country with honor, even when our country didn't always honor you in return. At a time when America was still struggling to free itself from Jim Crow, when salutes went unreturned, humiliation was a part of everyday life. It would have been easy for many of you to question whether fighting for your country was the right thing to do. But you signed up to serve, and you served with distinction. You helped us win a war against tyranny. And when stories of your bravery were told back home, you inspired us in a way that went beyond the color of our skin to the pride we all feel as Americans. For that, you have the eternal thanks of a grateful nation. I want to thank you again for your extraordinary service.
Like many of you, I know the story of the Tuskegee Airmen. I have had the privilege of interviewing several of these men. They exemplify discipline, determination, courage, and service to country. But the perspective I cherish the most is a personal one, because I speak from the heart. I am the proud daughter of a Tuskegee Airman. My late father, Colonel Lawrence E. Roberts, was enormously proud of his service with a band of brothers who became known as the Tuskegee Airmen. He grew up dreaming about flying planes. Not far from here in New Jersey, he'd go down in his basement, take a broomstick handle between his legs, and would act like it was a throttle. And he was able to live his dream, proving wrong many who said, you know what, it can't be done. He was grateful for the opportunity to serve, and he stayed in the Air Force many years after World War II, retiring as a full colonel.
Here. I'm so sorry I couldn't be with you tonight. I'm on my way to Australia about this business. But I just wanted to congratulate the Tuskegee Airmen for their outstanding representation of our history and their power, their influence, and their inspiration. This is a group of men that really holds true today as much as they did yesterday. We need you guys. We are inspired by you, and you represent a very important part of our history. So, again, I wish I could be there with you, but I wanted to at least be there in some way. So hopefully this will do, and have a great night and celebrate.
Before we bring our guest onto the stage, let's set the stage a bit of the historical background. Weens and the good people at Pilot Magazine went to one of America's best known voices and shot a beautiful film about the Tuskegee Airmen. The current issue of Pilot Magazine is at your table, as a memento from this evening. But let's watch and listen to the Academy Award-winning actor and pilot, Mr. Morgan Freeman.
70 years ago, Tuskegee was a launching pad for the dreams of some very special young men. Men who served their country with honor and represented their families with pride. Men who helped write history and wrote it ours. They were all just kids back then, 19, 20, 21 years old, full of fight and ready to do whatever it took to find their way into the sky. Their country needed them, and they would not be denied, despite the fact that they were unwelcome, unappreciated, and very much underestimated. Charles McGee was one of those kids, and he, along with hundreds of other amazing young men, graduated from Tuskegee with coveted Army Air Corps wings. But just as important, they came away from those godforsaken Alabama fields with the unwavering belief that their newfound abilities might just help overcome prejudice, hearsay, and plain old dislike. Because it was their skills, rather than the color of their skin, that attested for these men. And oh, what skills they had. P-39, P-40, P-47, B-25, and of course the coveted P-51. The best combat airplanes America could offer in the 1940s, and in the hands of the Tuskegee Airmen, their legendary status grew greater by the day. Charles McGee flew them all, of course, but it was the Mustang that was without peer. With it, the airmen from Tuskegee patrolled the skies over Europe, clearing pathways for our bum groups and protecting them as they went about the business of helping win the war. They were called the Red Tails because that's how they painted their planes. And they carried out their duties with a vengeance, flying more than 15,000 combat sorties, downing more than 100 enemy planes, and earning some 150 distinguished flying crosses. Not bad for men who, from the very outset, had been told black men can't fly.
This is just a thrill to be around the aircraft and the chance that you can still fly and do the kind of job we did many years ago. It's touching. To be able to check the aircraft over and put your hands on it, kick the tires and all, wow, it brings back many memories of those days when we first got into the P-51C. It reminds me of occasionally these folks saying that the plane went by and I knew it was a black pilot. My feeling is they can see red, but not black.
Awesome. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the Tuskegee Airmen. Unfortunately, two of our Tuskegee Airmen weren't feeling well enough to be here tonight, or had family emergencies which prevented them from being here. Before we present our awards and hear from Colonel McGee, on behalf of this illustrious group, I want to acknowledge the young men who reenacted our Tuskegee Airmen. They are all pilots, or pilots in training. And they are all representatives of the Colorado chapter's Mile High Flight Program and Shades of Blue organization, both of whom conduct programs in partnership with Wings over the Rockies. Let's hear it for our young pilots.
Ladies and gentlemen, certainly for us to receive your accolades is a stellar moment. But we present, whom you've recognized and given this award, stand for a great number of people. Let me give you very quickly the rest of the story, and that is, in the Tuskegee experience, I say there are 5 phases. That third phase was the 477th Bomb Group Medium, which you heard about in the movie. The 477th has to give them a hand because they did not get into combat, but they fought and won the battle against racism here at home. It took a little while because some of them, for what they did, were not recognized until the early 1990s. The fourth phase of the Tuskegee experience was the Army's last stand. They never changed their policy that we were not capable of performing in a technical area, but they had the 477th Composite Group, and they opened Lockburn Air Base near Columbus, Ohio. The fifth phase of the Tuskegee experience is that as the United States Air Force was born, and the United States Air Force determined that people needed to be used based on their training and experience, not their happenstance of birth, and that they weren't getting enough money to keep Lockburn Air Base open and equal to the requirements that lay ahead. They led the integration of the military services in these United States. And before they closed Lockburn, the first Top Guns in the United States Air Force meet in May of 1949 were members of the 332nd Fighter Group flying P-47Ms. This brings us back to tonight. The many thousands of people that we stand for and receive this honor are those many hundreds of technicians and mechanics who made it possible for we flyers to do what we had to do. It also included all of the necessary support, whether it was in medical or supply or administration, with all of the skills that we could operate in a segregated environment. And yes, there were women among the Tuskegee Airmen. There were very good women here. Besides the nurses, there were parachute riggers, mechanics, and many other skills. But we're here, and you have celebrated the Red Tails. And who are the Red Tails? The Red Tails, as I say, are the first and second phase of the Tuskegee experience. The first phase of the Tuskegee experience was that experiment that one squadron, the 99th Pursuit Squadron, with its 30 pilots and 24 aircraft, but yes, some 400 support people, proved that the basis of that experiment, that is, the biases and generalizations, in some cases racism, that determined how the colored person would be used or overcome. That is the phase in the story of the 99th Pursuit Squadron, and Buck Newsom was one of those pilots, and there are others here that served in the 99th. And that second phase, the Red Tails, 99th is going to need replacements. They proved that given the opportunity, blacks could fly. But 3 additional fighter squadrons came out, the 100th, 301st, and 302nd becoming the 332nd Fighter Group. Trained like the 99th and the P-40, but going into combat, flying the P-39 built Aircraft. Our bomber losses were tremendous as we tried to destroy Germany's war-making potential, and 4 fighter groups were picked to begin the escort of our B-17s and K-24s. 332nd Fighter Group was one of those. Transitioned in combat from the P-39 to the P-47 Thunderbolt. Great airplane, lots of good firepower. In fact, the group sunk it when the squadron sunk a destroyer just with machine gun fire. Moving to the strategic work, fortunately the group with the other fire groups received the P-51 Mustang in July of 1944. And that's when the Red Tails were born, really, because all of the fighter groups needed an identification to protect us from this bomber, the gunners on the bombers, because an airplane up there, if they didn't recognize it, was an enemy, not a friend. And it also helped we pilots that we didn't have one of our own aircraft in our gun sights. But when the group got the P-51, the 99th and its tactical work was assigned to the group. So the folks who are honoring as Red Tails had the largest fighting group in the 15th Air Force from July of 44 on through the end of the war in 1945. For those 992 pilots that we've talked about, and for the many thousands of people that supported us, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for this recognition, and certainly that trophy, I hope, will be in a place where many youngsters will be given the story that their education, their determination, and their stepping forward in this realm of aviation will be a part of the great future of these United States of America. Thank you very much for your honor.
Lucky to be on this stage right now. We've come to the conclusion of this evening, and thank you is not enough for the gentlemen up on this stage. But thank you very much from the bottom of my heart and everybody else in this room for sharing your stories. And I'm sure we're only getting a fraction of the things that you could tell us about what you experienced. And Colonel Buck Newsom, when he was up here speaking about flying, and we're all in this room because we're either aviators or we love the people in our lives who are aviators. And he said it best. He said, I gotta fly. And I think we can all relate to that. So thank you for supporting those dreams of flying and supporting Wings Over the Rockies and supporting the Tuskegee Airmen. Please drive home safely tonight. We can't wait to see you next year. Thank you.